clouds rolling down the valley where the hills are green and yellow flowers grow. All the seabirds seem to know that the weather is coming and it's time to go. And I watch it all through my window.
Alright, hello vinyl lovers, Uncle Roddus back again with a quick video. Bunch of records arrived today, plus a couple I've been saving up ready for enough to make another video with. And yeah, so I've been unpacking them and cleaning them ready to play. I know you won't hear the difference on this horrible recording, but this is now on the turntable. My new cartridge, Nagaoka MP300. I wanted a 500, but the supplier in Christchurch that has them, they actually, on their website, they only had the first 3 models, and then the 2 top end of the models they didn't have, and they had to get them in, and the company that imports them wanted them to buy 10 of them, or something stupid like that, and he didn't want to really go there on the 500s, because he doesn't really sell them, so yeah, but he did do this for me, so he got me this one, and he's hoping to sell the rest of them. But they do have a franchise around the country, so hopefully they'll get rid of them. But yeah, it's a bit of a real shame when they buy their other products and then they want them to buy 10 of them. But anyway, it sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm actually still breaking it in. I've done about 20 hours on it. They say 30 hours to break it in, but it just sounds beautiful. I'm loving it. I had the 110 that I bought as a fill-in until I could have had enough funds to buy something a bit better after my old one died. My old stylus wore out. And I put the MP110 in, which is their second to bottom model, and that was so impressive that I really wanted to go with their top of the range. Eventually I might try and get a 500. Anyway, so this has just arrived today, which is playing in the background. This is Holly Aerosmith. This is her, I believe, her first LP. Looks like it's pretty much self-released. Produced by Ben Edwards, engineered by Ben Edwards, so suspect that it's been recorded down here in Littleton, at the Littleton, I can't remember the name of it over there. It's called Dawn I Remember. As you can hear, it's sort of folky, alt country, a bit of the early Aldous Harding, but there's also a bit more going on. There are other instruments played, not just her on the folk, on the guitar, acoustic. So she was supposed to play supporting a band that I saw a month or 2 ago, and I was going to pick up the records then. And unfortunately, she was sick and she couldn't make the gig, so someone else filled in for her. So yeah, that was disappointing because I was going to grab the record off her then, but never mind. So that arrived today. So these are all Kiwi new releases, and then this one arrived today, Rehan Sheehan, A Quiet Divide. This is my first LP by him. He's been around a wee while and he has several records out, I think 2 or 3 on vinyl, so this is the first time. So I've sort of heard the name a few times, so I wasn't really sure. For some reason I had it in my mind that he was some kind of commercial pop singer, but he's not really. This is pretty much instrumental stuff, electronic sort of. It's quite baroque. There's a real classical feel to it, and but it's electronica and there's a lot happening. And I haven't listened to it all yet. I had to listen to it on his Bandcamp page, and my wife was really impressed, so she really liked it. So you know, it'll be something that I can listen to with her. It's a double LP, and it's on this white vinyl. I don't like white vinyl. I think white's a terrible colour for vinyl. I mean, I don't mind it when they splotch it and make it look like marble or something, but just plain white really doesn't do it for me. But anyway, it is what it is. This is I believe a limited edition of 300, but there is a CD release, of course, but vinyl wise. Interesting cutout on the cover. See that? That's actually a cutout. I guess it's the shape of his head, and then of course you can slide in the two in a sleeves so that you can have different artwork within that. I think that looks pretty cool. Also today, they're all in the wrong order. Here we go. Today also has arrived the Chills Snowbound, their new LP. The Chills. It took me quite a while to actually pick up their last LP. What was it, Silver Bullets or something, I think it was called. It took me ages to get around to picking it up, and it was always available. I mean, obviously the Chills are popular enough that they really probably print them in reasonably good sized numbers, so they don't sell out straight away like some of the limited edition ones that are floating around. But it took me ages to get around to it. I haven't listened to this yet. The reports are pretty good, that it sounds pretty good. The Silver Bells or Silver Bullets. The previous LP was really, really good. I actually have only listened to it a few times, but I really enjoyed it. Also on a white vinyl on Fire Records. So yeah, looking forward to hearing that. The Chills certainly are still on the game and on the ball, so really cool. 38 years they've been going now. I mean, well, the Chills is really just Martin Phillips, isn't it, really, to be honest? Just whoever he can get. Really pre-ordered this. I hope this is probably going to be quite hard to see. This is Orchestra of Spheres. This is their latest LP, again on Fire Records, same as the Chills. Horrible silver carrot, but it's called Mirror. It's a gatefold. Double LP. Just on black vinyl. Gee, I thought there was a coloured version of this. Maybe there is and I didn't get it. I don't know. I don't generally just go for colour. So Orchestra of Spheres, I have shown their other 3 albums. This is their 4th. So they are reasonably prolific actually, and to release a double. So they have been doing. So they're really funky, Afro, Sun Ra, electronic, experimental in places. Yeah, they cover a lot of bases. World music, really, yeah, really cool band. I think one of the best in New Zealand. Now I don't think I showed this because it arrived just after I made my last video, and I sort of kept it until such times as I had some more records to show. So please excuse me if I have showed it again. This is a record by a band called The Gadgets, and it is called Love, Curiosity, Freckles and Doubt. And this is from the very early 80s, I think. I can't tell you the year now. And I don't think it's their first LP. I think they did a couple or 3. Anyway, this has a guy. This is the first stuff that put out, not him directly, but in combination with others. And there's not a lot of details on the sleeve. Matt Johnson from The. This is what he was involved in before he went on to be The. Let's see if I can find a date. 1980. There it is. And he has 1 credit, 2 credits, 3 then combinations. So yeah, he helped write some of the stuff as well. Yeah, have a look on Discogs. This is really good. I mean, this is really there's so much happening and it's so cool. I really like this album, and I might have to track down. And I think there was a couple of other records they did, although maybe Matt wasn't with them for the whole period, because I don't know when The got together, but they were when he did that. But it wasn't too far in after this. I mean, 82, 83 maybe he was releasing his first records. I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, so that's a really cool record. And then a couple of compilations just to finish off. I was cruising Discogs and looking up things, and you go from one spot to the next, and I spotted this album came up for whatever reason, and I can't quite remember why, but this is Waves, an Anthology of New Music Volume 2 from 1980, and this is on Bomp. This is Bomp 124. Now, I actually had a copy of this many years ago, and the reason I actually bought it again, and it sells for pretty cheap, is there's a track by The Martians called Baby Hold On, and it is an absolutely fantastic record. It was one that I'd heard possibly like on the student radio or something way back in the days, and it just blew me away. It's a really good pop song. It's a really cool song. and I didn't know who it was, and it took me ages to find it, and then I finally found out who they were and what it was. They didn't release much, I think a couple of 7-inches. I don't think they actually ever released an LP. Anyway, but then the rest of the stuff is really good. It's all, I don't know, it's there's lots of melody and it's poppy and it's really good stuff. I mean, there is trying to think of the songs on here. I don't know most of the bands, to be honest, even from back in the day. The Toasters, Billy Hancock, Pointed Sticks, Psychotic Pineapple, The Lonely Boys, just to name. Oh, there's a Toy Love track on here, which is a New Zealand band. Toy Love, Chris Knox's band. Although it's their song Frogs, and it's not probably their best song, to be honest. Anyway, really pleased to have this. So I actually bought it off a seller from the Solomon Islands, which is not that far from here, actually. And I paid probably about $10 for it, plus a bit of postage, and the postage wasn't too bad. So really pleased to have that. And then finally, brought off a Facebook, member of the Facebook, New Zealand Facebook Lovers page, this LP I've been aware of, The End of Puppies. A Low Hum was a magazine, that kind of periodical that came out over from the early 2000s. And I've got a lot of those magazines. I didn't know about them at the time, but I picked them up later on with the compilation CDs, plus other CDs of whole albums of bands that didn't get ever released anywhere else. Anyway, this is the only vinyl thing they did. It's a double LP of indie sort of stuff, but there's actually a real cross-section of music from sort of alternative sort of rock to indie rock to then electronica and stuff like that. Most of the bands I really wasn't familiar with, so I don't recall, apart from Salad Boys and Carb on Carb, really a lot of these bands and I'm not familiar. Introverted Dance Floor I'd heard of. I mean, I'd heard some songs off this over the years on Chris's radio show, New Zealand podcast, so yeah, that was pretty cool. So that's a good one actually, and I think it's on coloured vinyl. Yes, it is. This seems to be the white vinyl video, because as you can see, this is also on a white vinyl. Yeah, so that's a really good compilation that, and pretty hard to get your hands on. But I actually picked it up for a nice price, and it's pretty much near brand new. So that was a really good score. So that adds again to my New Zealand compilations, which I bought quite a lot of this year. I've got a trip coming up to Wellington in about 3 weeks. And so I'm going to have to try and keep some funds together for that, because I want to go shopping at Death Ray Records at least, and probably get down to Rough Peel and Slow Boat Records, which are all very close together, or those last two are. So looking forward to getting up there and for 2 or 3 days and running into some other people that I know up there. So that's us. So yeah, this is what is today? It's the 25th of October, so you won't actually get to see this video for quite some time, because I've still got 4 or 5 videos in my on my desktop waiting to be published, because I make the videos but then I don't post them until later on. I understand I reached 100 subscribers, so thank you very much for all you people who have subscribed to my channel. It's taken me a while, but I mean, to be honest, it's my own fault. I don't have the time to watch and interact with a lot of other YouTube vinyl videos. There are sort of half a dozen people that I do watch most of their videos that go up, and that, but really I just don't have time to do much more than that. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next video. Cheers.